Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. I'm your news anchor today. In a complex web of international relations, tensions are escalating in several key regions. The U.S. continues to supply arms to Ukraine amidst the ongoing conflict with Russia, despite concerns over Iran's nuclear program. Meanwhile, a fragile ceasefire in the Hormuz Strait hangs by a thread as gunboat diplomacy intensifies. We'll take you through the latest developments and explore the implications of these shifting global dynamics. Let's dive into our top news stories now. According to a recent statement from Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy, the United States continues to maintain its military aid delivery to Ukraine amidst rising tensions. U.S. President Joe Biden has confirmed that his administration is still providing military aid to Ukraine, despite ongoing tensions with Iran. In a statement released earlier this week, Biden said that the United States remains committed to its efforts to support Ukraine in its defense against Russia. This announcement comes at a time when Iran and the U.S. are engaged in high-level diplomatic talks in Vienna aimed at reviving the 2015 Joint Comprehensive Plan of Action, JCPOA, nuclear deal. The talks have been ongoing for several weeks, with both sides expressing optimism about reaching an agreement that would limit Iran's nuclear program in exchange for relief from economic sanctions. However, Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelenskyy has expressed concerns that the U.S. should not be providing military aid to Ukraine at a time when tensions are high between the U.S. and Iran. In a statement released on Thursday, Zelenskyy said that the continued provision of U.S. military aid is in no way related to the current talks with Iran. Zelenskyy's comments suggest that Ukraine is seeking to avoid any perception that it is being used as a proxy for U.S.-Iran tensions. The situation highlights the complexities of the global security landscape and the need for careful diplomacy to manage rivalries between major world powers. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, naval vessels from multiple nations are converging on the strategically critical waters of the Hormuz Strait. In a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East, the United States and Iran have engaged in a series of confrontations at sea that threatens to derail the fragile ceasefire between Israel and Hamas. While the barrage of missile strikes has subsided somewhat, with the U.S., Iran, and Israel agreeing to a temporary halt in hostilities, the situation is now intensifying on the high seas. According to reports, Iranian naval forces seized a U.S.-flagged tanker in international waters on Tuesday, sparking an immediate response from the U.S. Navy. The Pentagon confirmed that a U.S. warship had been deployed to the region to protect American interests. Meanwhile, Iranian vessels also targeted two oil tankers belonging to the United Arab Emirates and Saudi Arabia, which were sailing through the Strait of Hormuz. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical waterway that connects the Gulf to the Mediterranean Sea, with over 20% of the world's oil passing through it. The area has become increasingly contested since last year's assassination of Iranian General Qasem Soleimani by U.S. drone strike, which sparked a significant escalation in tensions between the two countries. The implications of this latest development are stark. If the situation spirals out of control, it could have disastrous consequences for global oil supplies and spark a wider conflict in the region. As President Joe Biden seeks to reassert American leadership on the world stage, these tensions serve as a sobering reminder of the challenges that lie ahead. A disturbing revelation from the Pentagon suggests a previously classified order targeting Iranian speedboats poses a significant escalation in U.S.-Iran tensions. We're coming to you live with a developing story that highlights the growing threat of Iran's small and fast attack boats in the Strait of Hormuz. Just yesterday, President Donald Trump ordered the U.S. Navy to shoot and kill any boat, even those as small as speedboats, that he believes are laying mines in the region. This move comes after months of heightened tensions between the U.S. and Iran over maritime security in the Persian Gulf. The so-called Mosquito Fleet, a term coined by U.S. officials to describe these tiny vessels, has been known about for years. These boats have been implicated in several incidents of harassing and threatening U.S. warships, including the USS Liberty in 2019. Trump's order may be seen as an attempt to counter this growing threat. But what exactly is at play here? The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, is believed to be behind these small attack boats, which are thought to number in the hundreds across the Persian Gulf. Iran has denied that it's been laying mines in the Strait of Hormuz, but there have been reports of damage to ships and infrastructure. The implications for commercial shipping and U.S. warships are significant. The U.S. has long claimed that its military actions against Iranian vessels have decimated their naval capabilities, but Trump's order suggests that this may not be the case. With tensions still high between the two nations, it remains to be seen how this will play out in the coming days and weeks. As tensions in the Middle East continue to escalate, Iran has taken a significant step towards diversifying its economy with a surprise announcement today. Tensions between the U.S. and Iran have escalated following the announcement by Tehran that it plans to impose tolls on vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz. The move comes as nuclear talks between the two nations remain stalled. The White House has reiterated its demand that Iran surrender its stockpile of enriched uranium, with President Donald Trump stating that this is a generous offer. However, Iranian officials have rejected reports of imminent talks with Washington, maintaining that their position on negotiations remains unchanged. The U.S. and Iran entered a temporary ceasefire agreement 2 weeks ago, which allows for the resumption of oil shipments through the Strait of Hormuz. The White House has emphasized that it is not bound by this agreement, insisting that Iran is obligated to comply despite the continuation of economic sanctions. In contrast, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian has warned that ongoing threats and sanctions remain a major obstacle to meaningful negotiations. The announcement of tolls for vessels transiting the Strait of Hormuz marks a significant escalation in tensions between the two nations. The U.S. Navy has been patrolling the area as part of an effort to deter Iranian aggression. President Trump has signaled that progress may be possible in the near term, with sources suggesting that a new round of talks could begin soon. However, Pakistani officials have pointed to the possibility of positive news within the next 36 to 72 hours, which remains uncertain at this point. The situation remains fluid, and further developments are likely to unfold in the coming days. As tensions over Iran continue to simmer, Democrats are set to take their campaign against Republican efforts to expand U.S. military involvement in the region. House Democrats are gearing up to take their push against President Trump's Iran war powers to the next level. Since the strikes began on February 28th, the lower chamber has voted only twice on war power resolutions, which would require Mr. Trump to terminate the military campaign unless Congress explicitly approves it. However, with tensions escalating in the region and the U.S.-Iran standoff continuing, Democrats are now poised to make repeated votes on these resolutions. This move is aimed at exerting pressure on the Republican-led Senate, where a war powers resolution has yet to be taken up. According to sources, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and other top Democrats have announced plans to bring the issue to a vote multiple times in the coming weeks, with the goal of forcing Mr. Trump's administration to justify its actions in Iran. The strategy is seen as an attempt to underscore the lack of congressional oversight on military operations and to shift the narrative away from the White House's claims that the U.S. was acting in self-defense. The stakes are high, with many lawmakers concerned about the potential consequences of a prolonged military conflict with Iran. As the situation continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how the Republican-controlled Senate will respond to the repeated votes on war powers resolutions. One thing is certain: Democrats are determined to hold Mr. Trump's administration accountable and ensure that Congress plays a more active role in shaping U.S. foreign policy. That's all for today's news recap. We'll continue to monitor the situation in Ukraine, Hormuz Strait, and Iran. Stay tuned for updates on these developing stories. Thank you for watching. If you want to stay informed on the latest global news, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll bring you breaking news, analysis, and expert insights as they happen. See you next time.